Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we will talk about a new topic that is telomeres. Telomeres. Telomeres are the structures which are present at the end of the chromosomes. As we know, there is a chromosome like here. We have this one is a chromosome, and at the end of this chromosome, there is a specific structure which is called telomere. Telomere is a specific sequence which is repeated at the end of the chromosome that is called telomere. So this one is telomere. All right. So it is a short repeated structure. It is a short repeated sequence. For instance, telomeres which is repeated in human cell, that is that is T T A G G G. So this is a short repeated sequence which is present at the end of the chromosome. This is a short repeated sequence which is present at the end of the chromosome, that is called a telomere. So now the question is that how much long this telomere can be. So it is, for instance, we can say in human chromosome where TTAGG is a repeated sequence that will be repeated about 3000 times with 15,000 base pairs in length. For example, you have 1500 base pairs or 15,000 base pairs. So in these 15,000 base pairs, this TTAGG would be repeated about 3000 times. So for instance, if you have 15,000 base pairs sequence in chromosomes, so there the specific structure of telomere that would be about 3,000 times in that. So this is a concept related to telomeres, right? So next point is which we need to discuss why this short sequence is present in case of telomere, in case of chromosomes or this telomere. We can discuss about its significance. What is its significance in the chromosome? So it is very significant structure which is present in the chromosomes. So our next point would be significance of the telomere. Significance significance of telomere. Right? So telomeres which maintain the genetic information which is present in the 46 number of chromosomes. For instance, if we are talking about the human chromosomes, so these telomeres actually maintain the genetic information The first significance that we can discuss, that it maintains genetic information. How? It is very simple that these repeated sequences which are present at the end of the chromosomes. So with the passage of time, there may be some damage in the chromosome, but these repeated sequences are actually protect that chromosome from severe damage. So by any sort of pressure that these telomeres may bear, and it is possible that some repeated sequences may detach that may damage in the chromosome, but the overall genetic information, which is very much essential for the next generation or the upcoming cells, so they are actually maintained. So this is the first significance of telomere. Another important thing, which is also sort of, it is the uh, just the extension of this concept of the maintenance of the genetic information, and that is the proper replication of chromosomes. The second point is proper proper replication of proper replication of chromosomes. Proper replication of chromosomes. So another point that we need to understand here is that how this proper replication of chromosomes is possible because of the presence of these telomeres. So, as we know, during replication process, the DNA which is present in the chromosomes that may has the tendency to lose about 25 to 200 bases, right? And which are being topped up by these telomeres. These telomeres will actually compensate that loss of nucleotides, which is about 25 to 200 bases. So in this way, this proper replication of the chromosomes is possible because the loss is actually compensated, or the loss is actually top up by these telomeres. So this is the second significance that we can talk about the telomeres. Another important thing, that is the telomeres actually protect the end of the chromosomes. Protection at the end of the chromosomes. So the next point is protection at the end of the chromosomes. What type of protection? This is a question that we need to address in this concept. The protection at the end of the chromosome means what? It is a protection that actually prevent the chromosomes and to stick together, or the end of the chromosomes to attached with something else. So it is the protection at the end of the chromosomes, right? So for instance, there is a chromosome and it has two ends, and these ends may have the tendency to stick with one another. So when there will be a telomeres at the end of both of this chromosomal structure, so these ends may not be attached with one another. So this is the protection at the end of the chromosomes. So this one is an other, you can say, the significance of the telomeres. And the last point that we can discuss the about the significance of the telomeres, that is, telomeres actually represent the cell aging. As we know, it is actually speculated or predicted by the scientists with the passage of time due to age factor. These telomeres starts damaging or starts destroying, and the potential of the destruction and the level of the destruction of these telomeres, it enable us to measure the age of that cell, that specific cell. So it means we can link the age of a cell with the structure of the telomeres. The more it is damaged, the more cell, we can say, the more cell age will be. So here we can also add another point, and that point is it telomeres represent cell aging, represents cell aging, right? So these are the four significance about the telomeres which is present in the chromosomes. So now a very small concept that we can discuss with it, telomerase. 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 Telomerase is an enzyme which actually adds new nucleotides to telomeres, right? So this enzyme is involved in the addition of new nucleotides in the telomere. It helps in the addition of new nucleotides to telomeres, to telomeres. And the cell which divide repeatedly have level of telomerase, like stem cells, like ova, like sperm and cancer cells. So it means that those cells which have the greater potential of division, they have the greater amount of telomerase, because this telomerase is involved in the addition of nucleotides into the telomeres. So, for example, it is present in ova. This is the more dividing cell. It is present in the sperm. It is present in the cancerous cells. Cancerous cells. At certain time, telomerase do not produced in the cell. The length of the telomeres shorten and apoptosis occur. If this length of the telomeres will be shortened, what it shows? It shows the cell death. If telomerase is given to a person, it is dangerous and can cause cancer, right? So the destruction or the damage of the telomeres, because we already know its significance that it is very much linked to the cell age. So if the telomere size is shortened, what it shows? It shows that that cell is going to the process of apoptosis, where cell is going to die as soon as possible. So this is another concept that we can discussed here. So, telomerase is because we were talking about the enzyme that is called telomerase. If you will give this to a person just by having in this mind that it will add the nucleotides into the end of the chromosomes or into the telomeres. So, in this way, the cell life will be elongated, but it is not the case. If you will provide, if you will give telomerase to a patient, so that may cause the cancerous cells, that may cause the some sort of cancer or the further damaging of that cell. So here we will conclude this topic, that what is telomere, where it is present, what is actually this structure is, how and in what form it is present there, and then we have talked about the significance of the telomeres. So we have discussed about the four significance of the telomere, and then last point is telomerase. What is telomerase and what is its role in the telomeres? How it elongate the structure of the telomere, and if you will provide it to a patient, to a person, so it will cause a dangerous consequences in the form of cancer. So that's all for today's video. So for next video, we will discuss another topic related to cell cycle. Thank you.